everyone, I hope you're doing well. I did some reflecting and realized that while we've been doing a lot of drawing lessons, there haven't been any basic technique lessons that I've taught. So I wanted to actually do a very quick lesson on how to draw something so it looks 3D, a basic shape so it looks 3D. You can see here I was kind of just sketching around, but we're going to be focusing on just thinking about how we can draw a sphere or a circle and shade it in so that it looks three-dimensional. And this is one of those basic skills that you're gonna be learning in art in general, I'm sure, when you take it when you're older. So we're gonna just start with a circle, and we're gonna fill up our whole paper with a circle. And you're not gonna draw a circle that you're gonna just commit to where you're just drawing it hard. You're gonna be sketching it out. So you're gonna be sketching it out with some short lines to slowly create the circle shape. So don't just draw a circle like that. We're not going to do that. So I want you to use your pencil and try to find a circle through your sketching. Moving your pencil so that you kind of get a basic circle shape. And I'm going to credit, there's someone on YouTube that inspired me and that I'm using a lot of his language here. He does this great tutorial. I forget his name, but I will write it in the link so that if you want to also cross-reference him, you can. I'm realizing that my circle's kind of turning into an oval. So again, I'm just using, and notice I'm using pencil, so it's very, very easy to erase. I'm going to just slowly but surely find my circle through short lines. Lots and lots of little short lines. I'm going to bring this closer so you can really see. So we've got our circle. And now that I like my shape, I can go in darker with my pencil. And I have my circle, but it doesn't look 3D yet. It doesn't look like it could be a sphere sitting on a table, right? So the next step is shading. And to figure out shading, and this is going to be such a fun activity, you could get a ball and you could really observe this yourself. You can get your flashlight or use your camera lens, use a flashlight, get a ball. Let me see if I have a ball somewhere at my place. You can get anything you want, anything that you're drawing, and just shine a light on it. I'm going to use this. I'm going to use my tape, for example. And I'm going to shine my light on it and see where does the light hit it? Where do I see the shadow, right? Think about the sun hitting an object. If I'm drawing this crayon box, it's going to have shadows and it's going to have light. You can see this side is the darkest side because this side, the farthest side from the darkest side, is the side being hit by light, right? So we're going to be thinking about this the same way, and we're going to imagine that the sun is shining down on my circle from this part. And if you want to test it out, you can pretend the sun is shining down from here after this activity, or shining down from here, or shining down from two spots, up to you. But we're going to pretend the sun is shining down, and I'm going to go ahead and draw an arrow to remind myself. If the sun is shining down on this part, this is going to be the lightest part, which means the opposite side of my circle is going to be the darkest part, right? So we're going to go ahead and do a technique with shading. You can use one of those more professional pencils, but I just have a normal number 2 pencil to fulfill this. And you're going to go ahead and slowly shade away, draw using lines, and you can use lines that go up and down, side to side. There's different words for this, such as cross-hatching or hatching. And imagine if the light is coming down here, the darkest shadow is going to be here. And we're going to just keep getting in that shadow. And think about this as a ball, one of your soccer balls or basketballs or baseballs. where it's an actual object. So you're going to be thinking about, where is it sitting? Is it sitting on a table? Is it in the grass? Just taking my time, filling in these dark parts of my circle. Not the whole thing, right? If we filled in the whole thing, it wouldn't look like light was hitting it on it from anywhere. We're only shading in the part that we think would have a shadow. And I definitely highly recommend, grab one of your balls at home that you're not playing with and grab a flashlight, borrow your older siblings or your adult's cell phone and be like, can you put the flashlight on, and shine it on that ball and try to draw out that ball and notice, where is that shadow? Where is the darkest point on the ball and where is the lightest point on the ball, right? So my lessons for studio art, we're going to be ranging. Yeah, I'm going to do really fun stuff with markers and crayons, but I might throw in a couple technique videos just so that, you know, if you want to do this with an adult, or if you're a little bit older, or even if you're younger, you can still watch this and learn something about how to draw so that something looks 3D. So this is going to be my darkest point, which means all this might still be a shadow, but it might be a little lighter. And I'm going to be thinking about if, and you're going to shine your light and you'll see that this ball would be casting a shadow this way as well along your surface. So add in that shadow. Maybe it's a big shadow that goes this way. And throw that in. And remember, if you ever feel like you want to take something away, you can always use your eraser. Don't be afraid of making things look perfect. I think that's a real issue we deal with. I dealt with it too as a kid. I thought, oh my gosh, I can't draw because this isn't coming out the way I want it to right away. We all struggle with that. We all struggle with wanting things to look perfect and not being able to get there. And I realized, and you should realize too, like, there's no way you can make it perfect. The best thing you can do is practice and experiment. Mess around. Try this out. The first time it might not look great. Keep going. Try it out. Try it again and again. Okay? And I might add a surface in the back here. A line in the back here so it kind of looks like my ball is sitting somewhere. And look at that, not perfect, but I can always erase it. So, and this is far from perfect too. I could use so much more time practicing. So that's just one circle that I transformed into looking 3D, and you can keep going with that. I could draw another circle here. And I can test it out. Of course, I'm going to have to erase this line that it's sitting on. I'm going to erase this line. But let's say I have another ball here, right? And I want to think about my light hitting it from somewhere else. What if I want my light to hit it from here now? Switch sides. Where is my shadow going to be? If you thought my shadow is going to be up here, you're wrong, or here, wrong. But if you thought the shadow, if you thought the shadow would be somewhere here and here, you're right. But the darkest point of the shadow will be here, the opposite side of the ball. Like I said, grab your flashlight, try it out on one of your balls, and see. So I'm just going to go ahead, just testing it out. One ball or one circle with the light going this way, one going this way. And just using my pencil in different directions to create that shadow. And suddenly my circle just looks like a basic circle, looks like a ball sitting on a table. Again, adding my shadow here. It's probably going to cast a shadow if you've ever seen your own shadow or a shadow of an object. Maybe it spooked you one day. Okay, so testing out different ways to draw shadows. Should we do one more? Let's do one more just to balance it out. Notice, this is not a perfect circle, but I am drawing light lines. I'm not going like, oh, this is my circle, right? I'm drawing lots of different light lines to make my circle happen, to find my circle with my lines. And then I can use my eraser. I'm going to erase my line in here. And then I can use my eraser to erase anything that doesn't work. Okay? So let's pretend now the light is hitting from the top. Where do you think the shadow is going to be darkest? Do you think it's going to be on this side, on this side? Will the shadow be up here? No way, because the light's right there, right? I think the shadow will likely be darkest down here. If you were thinking it would be darkest down here, so go ahead, you can shade it in real dark down here. And slowly bring your shadow up. And follow the a ball is curved, right? It's round. It's like its movement is like this. It's not just straight. So make your line and your shadow go in a curved direction, okay? And in this case, my shadow might be out on both sides of my ball. And these are really quick sketches. I just did 3 of these in about 10 minutes. So I definitely challenge you. We're going to just stick to circles today to keep it simple. Definitely challenge you to do as many of these and practice these as you can, because this is the basis of everything, kind of sketching and practicing and getting things messy and not getting it perfect. That's how you can get into doing designs and drawings that you really love, because you've done all the practicing. So using short little sketchy lines to make your circle. Grab your flashlight from somewhere, grab a ball, shine it on somewhere on your ball, and draw what you see. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Draw what you see. Outline out where you see the darkest shadow, and sketch it out. Here I'm doing my arrow as if the light's shining directly to the side of it. Right? I could keep going and going. I've got so many spears and balls at this point, right? I'm going to pretend the light's hitting it from down here. Right? So you can just, I don't even know how that would work realistically. I'd be shining a light from the bottom of the table or something. But just keep going. Try this out for my super young ones. Try it out. I definitely challenge you to try it out. Don't say, oh, it's hard, I can't do it. Like I said, when I was a kid, I had a lot of trouble too, you know, and it just takes practice. So that is today's lesson, and I hope you enjoyed. Hope you practice. It's kind of fun once you get into it. Don't mind if your hand gets a little dirty. And yeah, hope you enjoyed this drawing lesson in shadow, light, and sketching.